This is a realm created from melodies. Music can transcend space and time to bring memories and stories to life. No. Normally, you can't perceive the frequencies in a melody. But that manuscript lets you see the world as I do. That part with the daemons should be right here.
They burn in despair, resentful of the Order's verdict, till their last breath. Their last work is nothing but a curse upon us all.
It's the same as what we heard before. But now I see something. A balance scale with a crowd of people standing on one of the pans. What are they weighing?
The two sides of the scale represent differing perspectives. Once a work is made public, its meaning no longer belongs to its creator alone, but is shaped by the interpretations of its readers. Perhaps it was a simple poem at first, nothing more. But then that article claimed it was a curse upon Raguna. Given that members of the Golden Anthem were banished on the Pilgrim's sail and died in a fire, the notion quickly took hold. No one knew exactly what happened, so they filled in the gaps with their imaginations. With motive and a complete story. Perhaps that's all it took for a lie to become the truth. Each time someone plays their last work, it summons daemons. This is the Golden Anthem's revenge and curse upon Raguna. But still, words and imagination alone cannot bring something into existence. Yes, someone must have used them to create the daemons. What if the mastermind pulling the strings from the shadows is the author of that article? Daemons are bound to their creator, so it might not be a coincidence you felt them target you at the restaurant. There could be a connection between you and this mastermind. Or perhaps they have their own reasons for wanting to see you silenced. Imagination knows no bounds. If left unchecked, such incidents will only increase. For resonators, dealing with them isn't much of a challenge. But for ordinary folk, it's enough to spark panic across the city. Finding the one pulling the strings should be our priority. If the daemons are born from the public's imagination, then things will shift once we catch whoever is responsible for starting this in the first place. This mastermind has gone to great lengths to twist the facts, stirring fear and turning it into resentment. It may be an attempt to cover up certain stories about the Poet Society. He must be tied to them somehow. If we can learn more about the Golden Anthem, we might be one step closer to catching him. Maybe because you went to Avenolium and uncovered some of the truth the Order is desperate to hide. It will take a lot more than that to even leave a scratch on you. Perhaps they're having someone else do their dirty work. That just makes finding the one pulling the strings a top priority.
This is a cathedral. That's the choir on stage, with the Poet Society leading them. Looks like it's a ceremony of some kind. It sounds like...
On the surface, yes. The Order certainly upheld Raguna's prosperity and stability. The poets praised for their songs to honor the Sentinel, earned the Order's favor. Despite their banishment, their work still served the Order's cause today. But this, my friend, doesn't strike the right chord we need to follow. Simply knowing the Order once stood with the poets doesn't reveal the true reason behind their banishment.
It sounds like a song celebrating the knights who defeated the Tacit Discords at Whisperwind Haven. Wait, someone's approaching the stage.
Degenerates! Arrogant hypocrites, every last one of you! You have no idea what happened! Not at all! Has the Order reduced our sacrifices to mere tales to be told over tea? The Sentinel's blessing! Ah! Where were you when we fought the Tacit Discords at Whisperwind Haven? Where were any of you? Where was the Sentinel? We didn't fight for the Sentinel or for the damned Order. We fought for ourselves. You're nothing but hypocrites.
This is madness! Who is this madman? Someone remove him from here immediately. Do not be deceived. All knights who rode into that battle wielded swords sanctified by the Order. They fought in the name of divinity.
What he said about the common folk, is it true? Tell me, were they also sent to fight at Whisperwind Haven? I must see it for myself.
What a mess. I suppose this incident is what changed the Poet Society. Strange. Why is this passageway so long? This is the same study I stumbled into in the realm of melodies.
Afternoon tea! Yes, please. Your tea and biscuits, miss. I'll reapply the medicine once you've finished. Next time, no more climbing walls. Understood?
It wasn't just for fun. I was trying to...
There, I understand. You've always been a curious child. You saw something terribly interesting and snuck out to take a closer look.
Wait. Is it raspberry? My favorite. Huh? Ow! Look at this. This book says the flower doesn't live long. But that's silly. I know it can survive the coldest of winters. Maybe one day I'll become a great bard, a proper one, who never makes mistakes like this.
Miss, this study is a secret. You must never tell a soul.
I understand. But I've always wondered, why do people say they're guilty? There are so many interesting poems and songs here. Why won't Father let me see them?
Oh, you'll understand when you're older, miss.
Banished and forever stripped of the right to sing for the Sentinel and the Order. That much is true. The Order's records say as much. But there's still something missing. If such an important melody is lost, we won't be able to find the link between the poets and the Order. poets did board the Pilgrim's sail, becoming the stars of their own final act. We all know how that tale ended. A great fire consumed the ship, dragging it to icy depths, and the poets of the Golden Anthem with it. But hear this. Banishment did not breed hatred in their hearts for our city, and the flames did not scorch a curse into their music or poems. If you wish to hear their true voices once more, seek them at the Cathedral of Mercury. The children there still sing hymns written by the poets of the Golden Anthem. And yet, not a single daemon has appeared. Even as those poets faced their end. As the fire filled the ship's cabins, they penned their last poems with death drawing near. Perhaps they were greeted by the Sentinel in their final moments. Or perhaps they fell silently toward death. If the poets truly meant to curse Raguna, why would they write such obscure poems? Why not simply leave their works behind in Raguna? No. Their last words were hastily written as the flames closed in. This charade, it was carefully crafted, twisting their work to conceal the truth. We already have... No. Tomorrow, at the Odyssey Opera House, I will reveal the truth. Until then, I thank you all for your patience. Fire, seemingly forged from the depths of hell, destroyed everything, leaving nothing but ash behind. And so, their work too was swallowed in the flames? That doesn't quite add up. If hellfire was all that remained from the Pilgrim's sail, then could they really have been trying to curse Raguna? If that were the case, well, shouldn't the curse have come true? That's an awfully big assumption. What if they never boarded the Pilgrim's sail at all? What if none of them perished in that fire? That begs the question, who was on that ship? Who started the fire and spread the rumors about the Golden Anthem? Another poet, intimately familiar with the poets of the Golden Anthem, you say? If such a person exists, then why haven't the Golden Anthem stepped forward to prove their innocence? No, that's not it. This will take the story in the wrong direction.
This is how it all started.
a mysterious person showed the poets the truth about the Sentinel. Then they decided to become Knights of Raguena. Back then, besides the conductor, there were others who helped organize things. That was us, the Toccata family. It didn't take long for the Order to notice us. To keep everyone safe, they gave my father a key to a study. Inside, there were papers that could have destroyed the Order, if anyone would even believe them in the first place. It was blasphemy, but my father didn't hesitate. He took the key right away. As you've already seen, I was also banished. You've probably heard a lot about the pilgrims' sail from Brant. Usually, the food and water in those ships aren't enough to get the people where they need to go. Even if they made it, the cold would get them. But on that ship, the Order made sure there was nothing. No food, no water, nothing. And there were only 3 fools on board. As for the fire, the poets started it themselves. In the past, everyone thought they were brilliant cantors, but inside, only they understood how fake and arrogant all their poems and music really were. In their last moments before death, the poets just wanted to leave something real behind. But it was so cold out at sea, and wood for fire was already running low. So they set the cabin on fire, and met their ends in the flames. In the world they dreamed of, poets would no longer be shackled and everyone could sing freely. That was their wish for the future when the curtain fell. With our bodies to fuel the fire, the ensuing inferno shall forge Raguena's true gold. But the Order was afraid. They didn't want any loose ends. So they went to salvage the ship's wreckage. The Golden Anthem gave my father the key. At first, he wouldn't let me near it because I was too little. It wasn't until my mother, my uncle, and the rest of my family were one by one escorted onto pilgrim sails. Then, it was his turn. I still remember the day he handed me the key. The smile on his face.
Don't see it as a burden, my child. Remember, true courage isn't hiding it away in your heart. Raise it like a torch, just like the sun, so it can light the way for others. Only this kind of courage can rid your father of the cowardice he showed toward you and your mother. Never forget, you are a Toccata.
Father wanted to tell everyone. So the Order put him on a pilgrim sail with the same charges. And that was the last time I saw him. Later, after I became a wandering bard and poet, I started to feel what was in the melodies of the poets and my ancestors. A sincerity like none other. I wrote songs, weaving the stories my father and the poets discovered into musical scores. But what awaited me was the Order's banishment. The Poet Society and our family could never prove whether the Sentinel's form is really that of a celestial steed. All we could do was hold on to our suspicions and the possible truth, waiting for someone to prove it. Now, that someone has come. He has reached the inverted tower. Now, I have that choice again. Do I reveal the truth? Always worrying about my next meal, wandering from place to place, being chased by acolytes. I'm used to it. But this time, I have you and my friends with me. I can't let you all repeat my fate. If we step onto that stage tomorrow, the Order will not stand idly by. He might even come after you and Carlotta.
Like I said, the truth exists to be uncovered. I've made my choice. And once everyone hears the truth, I believe no one will question the choices you all made in the past. There are hints of the sea inside Ciaccona's melodies. You should take greater pride in being a poet.
Thank you. Thank you for understanding everything. Let's open the doors. I hope this time, the story ends differently. Is that what you think? Well, that's one way to look at it. But it wasn't ever the poet's intent to curse Renacita. No, it was the Order and others who cursed their works, then deliberately spread them as forbidden works to the public. But why? If their aim was to silence you for knowing the truth about the Blessed Maiden and Imperator, it was a clumsy attempt. Monsters breed fear, and perhaps fear is exactly what the Order of the Deep and this puppet master want to see. It seems we've become pawns in Fenrico's and this puppet master's game. The more I think about it, we too have become the very ones to curse Renacita. Our crime was the same as the poets. Blasphemy. Our family wasn't like the Phasaelias, deeply rooted in tradition. Nor were we like the Montellis, wielding power. We simply did what we thought was right, preserving everything for those who would come after us. Compared to the Order, We were just a tiny speck of dust. Even if we'd kept the secret, they would have discovered it eventually. They would seize what the poets left behind and lock it away. Maybe if Father hadn't taken in the poet's legacy, the Toccata family would have escaped this fate. Perhaps none of this would have happened. If so, wouldn't it have been wiser to surrender it all to the Order back then? The fate of the Toccata family might have taken a different turn. But when you face the Order of the Deep and their false divinity, our fate is no longer ours to control.